Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I am back with another unboxing. This time of Everdell Spirecrest. This is the one of two expansions that have just been released by Starling Games for Everdell, and for anybody who has been following my channel or my Patreon blog knows that Everdell is one of my favorite games currently. It plays really well solo. It plays very fast solo. The artwork is incredible. The critters are just too cute. The meeples are amazing. I backed this one on Kickstarter mainly because there were a lot of Kickstarter exclusives. I fall for that just like anybody else. With this one, and not so much with the other one. And the other one, pretty much as is going to go to retail. So I'm going to check that one out eventually. I think the big thing for the other one is that it bumped up the player count. And I mainly play this game solo. My wife and I have played a couple times, but I really don't have a big group to play this game with. So Spirecrest though can be added into the solo component, so keep a lookout for a kind of how-to or a overview of the game. But today we're just going to do an unboxing and check it out. It's very exciting. I have been waiting for this for quite some time. It did not seem to be held up by COVID-19 or anything like that. It got delivered on time, with some few minor delays, but nothing that had to do with COVID-19. So here we go. You can see that it fits into the bottom of the board. So just like Pearlbrook fit over here on this side, this one fits onto the bottom. From what I am told, it's not meant to play with this and with Pearlbrook at the same time, or Belfair, which I believe is the other expansion that fits into the top, kind of where the tree goes. But it is amazing how that very kind of natural looking board has this cutout, and they've thought it all through. But essentially this is like a mountainous area that you're going to plot an expedition through. It has been quite some time since the Kickstarter, so I don't remember all of it, but this is the coolest part right here, is you have these giant mega meeples, big critters, these three big critters here that essentially your little critters can ride on, which is really cool. So let's check it out and see what we've got. Alright, so right off the bat, we've got our Starling Games catalog, which is pretty standard. There is the game itself. This is an expansion, it's not a standalone game. Here is the rule book, and you can see it is pretty straightforward here. Solo rules. Rugwort is on the move. Rugwort is back. And then it's got an index. So really, if you don't even include the solo rules, you're looking at maybe set up a page, and then 1, 2, 3 pages you have to read, which should be about right. Let's see what's in the back here. Index, discovery cards, peaks, ridges, and then excerpts from the Journal of Tauren Hair. So this is interesting. I'm not sure if this plays a part in the actual story, but we'll have to wait and see. Looks like a little mini novelization going on. Okay, so then this here is what sets my version apart from the retail version. This is the collector's edition, the one that you get with Kickstarter, and it essentially introduces I believe 3 additional big critters, 4 plastic saddles, 1 to spare, all these additional, the owls, the lizards, the moles, frog ambassadors to use with Pearlbrook, 9 extra discovery cards, and just a quick index of what I get with the collector's edition. So let's check it out. Alright, a very specifically cut piece of foam here, protecting my game. And here is the board. Hopefully this all fits. Yes. Look at how, it's like I planned this, ladies and gentlemen. I did not, actually. I just cut the game open. I'm experiencing this just as I do with you guys. But there is the board. I believe some cards go in these spaces, and you kind of travel your meeple person around through here. But this is just, it's very exciting. From what I remember, this is going to add a little bit of a challenge to the game, which I'm actually kind of excited about, because I've actually played through each of the different 3 years against Rugwort, where the challenge gets bumped up each time and the difficulty ramps up. And by year 3, I feel like I had perfected my strategy, but it still came down to a point of luck of the draw, of what I was getting, what was hitting the meadow, what was coming into my hand, things like that. So I'm really looking for kind of a brain burner out of Everdell, as silly as that sounds, because I love the game so much, and I want to have it as a quick, just pick up and play in 30 minutes, but I also want to have it as a brain burner. So I'm hoping that this is what it adds for me. So there's all these little like scroll tokens here. I'm not sure what these mean, but looks like they are popping out quite nicely. These guys are even popping out already. You can see on the back side they are all unique, so these must be random, something I can put out randomly to change the way I'm playing. And here we go. This is what everybody's excited about. Here are the saddles. You can go ahead and take a look at these here. I'm not really sure what angle to put them at, but you can see they just kind of clip onto the big critter, and then your little critter rides right inside. So we're gonna set one aside there. A whole bunch of cards, we'll take a look at those in a second, and a whole bunch of little mini cards. So we'll take a look at those. This insert is amazing. Everything looks like it's going to have its own spot. Okay, so we've got us some frog meeples. This is for the Pearlbrook expansion. So basically any expansion that they come out with since Pearlbrook, they always come out with frogs to go along with it, because you never know. And let's see here, I'm not sure. Okay, yes, this is part of the collector's edition. So these are meeples that I could use in the base game. I don't need to play with Spirecrest. There's enough for all your basic workers. So you can see here that it is a, I believe that's a fox, an owl, and a gecko, or a lizard. So 3 additional character types to play with in the base game. You know, these are the same size, same quality as the regular ones. I'm going to keep just a lizard out just to see how he fits. What's ironic is that I actually don't own, I didn't get into Everdell from the very beginning. I don't own the collector's edition of the base game. You know, so I don't have all the extra meeples for that, but we'll see, maybe someday I'll splurge for the upgrade. So these are your adventurers who are going to go on the mountain specifically. So this guy is going to go on the main board. He's going to go around the meadow, and, you know, hitting those spots. He's your basic worker. This guy, who is a bit bigger, you can see, for a hare, he is bigger than your standard worker. And so he sits right there. He's who you're going to march around with. And then here's the big guys. So let's check these guys out. Unfortunately, it looks like somebody has taken some damage. Oh no. My moose. The moose is loose. That's not too bad, but he is missing some hornage. Looks like he's wearing, he looks like that guy from Star Trek. Like he's got sunglasses on. So there's the moose, as you can see. There is a white wolf. Put him up there. Here is, I believe that's a wild boar. They've all got names. Truffle. The wild boar's name is Truffle. Vulture. Maybe a turkey vulture. It's not quite as big as the other ones. Let's see who else we got here. A peacock. I think this is like the last one to be unlocked, was the peacock. I believe this is just a billy goat. I almost called it a rhinoceros at first, but I believe we're just toting a billy goat around. This is probably some other type of falcon or hawk. Mountain bird. And last but not least is a big old grizzly bear, brown bear. I guess brown bear would make sense. So there's 8 in total, and unfortunately there is the rest of my moose. Yeah, this does happen. These are wooden, but you can see that that's what the moose should look like. Or maybe it goes up. Maybe like that. Yeah, that makes more sense. So we are going to see if we can get this fixed, of course. We'll test Starling Games' customer service. Hopefully it's better than Asmodee's, because Asmodee would have said, go back to the person that sold it to you. Well, Starling Games sold this to me directly. But anyways, let's check out some cards here. Let's check out these. Again, I have no clue really how this all works. If I could get these open is the question. What is going on here? Okay. So, okay, these are like weather events, I believe, that add into the difficulty. So you can see here flooding, wildfire, hail, lightning storms, heavy rain. Looks like each one is unique. Tornado, severe wind. So I think this is just increasing the difficulty of the game for you. Let's see, deep freeze forest locations may not be visited. Oh, that's crazy. Dense fog. Every card in your hand costs 1 additional resource to play. So again, just upping the difficulty here. Okay, there we made it back around. Flooding, for every card in hand, for every card in the meadow costs 1 additional resource to play. Every card in the meadow, okay, yeah. Every card in the meadow, every card in your hand. So there's those. Weather cards, I believe they're referred to as. And then let's take a look at our critters here and everything else we got going on. So we have Truffle. He is a big critter, the boar, big boar fella. Prospector. This is not a critter. Mountaineer. These must be like status effects. Stubblehoof. There's my guy with the broken horn. He actually looks kind of elderly in that picture, almost like a broken horn suits him well. Sunblaze Trail. Green Sprout Trail. So these must be the location cards that you can try and get to. Everblossom Trail. Starfall Trail. Okay. Map Seller. Okay, Cartographer's Cavern, Caravan, Trail Guide. So these all look very different. I feel like this is really going to add some depth to the game. Like I said, that's what I'm hoping for. Firebeak is a big critter. That's the vulture. Corleander is the peacock. Bellsong Trail, Cloudrium Peak, Stormvale, Molia Mines, Grey Cloak's Hideout, Ruins of Spire. I mean, I could just sit here and look at these cards all day. Honeypaw, that's the bear. Big Run, he's the mountain goat, really just want to see all the critters. Whisper, big critter. That's awesome how you can barely see him in the snow there. The white wolf. I really like how they did that art. Windlore, yep. Bald eagle, big critter. I think that covers everybody. Yeah, I think we have covered all the critters. We'll just quickly go through here, make sure there's nothing amazing worth looking at. I feel like some of these are almost repeats. Bounty Hunter, that's a cool looking card. Serpent's Pass, there's another good one. Cloud Song, and Distant Shore. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was pretty quick unboxing. Again, keep an eye out for a video on showing this all set up and how it fits and plays with the base game. I don't think I'm going to be able to squeeze this into my main Everdell box, but I could look into it. I know there's room for these cards and probably room for these small cards. These guys are what I'd be really worried about, these big meeples, fitting them in. So we'll take a look. What's really nice though is that these, oh, and there's all these tokens too that I forgot about. But this insert is really nice. It looks like it's got a space for everything here. Almost like I could fit the main game in here. I don't know. There's a lot of cards in that one and they would get all scattered. But anyways, you know, that's kind of my thing, is figuring out storage solutions, but there's not a whole lot to store here. It's basically just cards, tokens, and some sadly broken meeples. Wah, wah, wah. Oh yeah, I was going to show you what it looked like to have somebody ride on these guys. I almost forgot. So here is a saddle, and here's the little gecko. I'm not sure if the hair is supposed to ride on these. It's a little tight. Maybe you're supposed to slide it in. Okay, yeah, you slide it in from the back. So there you go. There is a gecko riding a moose. You saw it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if the hair slides in there. He almost seems too big, but maybe not. Yeah, the hair fits in there too. Let's see how he looks on Iron Beak, or whatever his name was. Does he fit on Iron Beak? Not as well. Iron Beak does not take to riders on him. So there you go. He does kind of fit on there. The hair is pretty big too. So, but these smaller big critters aren't nearly as cool as these super big critters. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This has been Everdell's Spirecrest. One of two of the most recent expansions for Everdell. Again, thank you for watching. If you like this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more videos like this, or you want to be notified when I do put out a overview video of Everdell Spirecrest, please consider subscribing to the channel. Once again, thank you for watching and have a wonderful evening.